I like the waylay. Do you think he's going to be a waylay? Or is it just a regular waylay?
I do. MIBR, they had Aspas playing waylay off the top of the year. Yeah, they are just straight up running the NRG comp. Aspas's waylay looked really good. He only played it for a very brief period of time. But yeah, now wasteland mode.
This comp, though, obviously, it forgoes a Sentinel. So you don't have sheer wall to slow down attackers. You also don't have that early warning system if there is a late read flank that comes through. So I want to see this, like, extreme scan util used to abuse smokes and the thin walls on this map. Get the Odin in play, have Aspas play through connector a whole lot, light speed in, see what he can dig up. And the fact that he can get back out and have a second bite of the apple, obviously, I think suits him really, really well.
I would also say this is the exact map that I want to see Verno on. After having a heater game playing Sova, you get to go to a Sova playground map. He should be able to just continue that momentum right into this.
There's a lot of set play potential with this Billy setup, though. I think looking at Neff's deadlock, something I'm going to be trained on pretty closely. It makes for powerful post plants, but here on the defense side, if they can fight for any of that contested territory, get grab nets into A main, fight in yard, punish MIBR, maybe getting ahead of himself there to try and get that info off there, scan util. That's one place they can hit MIBR where it hurts. But again, they're starting on defense side, so do we get to see enough of Wisey's impact on this game before it gets away from them?
I'm so glad you mentioned Neff, because when they did play this comp before, he took a silly amount of first engagements on the defense.
100%. Yeah, that was in that finals game against DRG, who were running a bizarre Gecko comp.
Yeah.
I think the read on Corrode from CN, the region, has been all over the place. It's been very weird, whereas around the world elsewhere, it's felt pretty set in a couple comps. So I don't know if that game against DRG is really an accurate test of where Billy are at, because they were playing such an off-meta, strange thing. I don't know how to rate them.
Well, we're going to jump into map 2 now and send this over to Ender and Doug and see if Billy can take a map off of MIBR.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. At the edge of chaos, the unexpected occurs, and that's exactly where MIBR took us. Now, Ender, my question to you is, are we expecting some of the same here, given the comps that we're already seeing?
I think it's really hard to come in with any real expectations of this map because of only seeing these teams each play the map one time during stage 2, because the changes in composition as well. I think that what I'm really going to be looking at, the desk was talking a bit about Neff on the deadlock, taking a lot of those early engagements, which I think could be a bit of a detriment, but I want to see how good he is at stopping down these hits, because already MIBR are quick into A main, or B main.
Yeah, they're so fast, but immediately stuffed out by the net, and then if they do continue to go forward, they've had 2 sound sensors, they have 2 players here.
Interesting, too, that Cortezia put down that A or B exec wall, just straight down the site. The rest of the team maybe trying to go back into mid, and I think it's important that these players from MIBR are able to challenge up against Wisey and Knight. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to really sell this rotate at all.
K-Knight tucking behind the wall. Cortezia has been left to go explore and try to sniff something out and see what he can find. But of course, in very BLG fashion, they get a little antsy, they get a little curious, they decide to go explore, and Cortezia swings around, gets the best of the Sova.
But Wisey is still continuing forward on the lurk. There's no way this is expected.
Slips the net. Gets the kill onto 1. Now they have to turn attention forward. Do BLG crunch in from main? Got Neff who's considering it, but they're waiting for us on the other side of the wall. They've actually left Wisey on an island, not forced to join the fray.
And now, as a matter of fact, all of a sudden, Cortezia is up into mid. He's got a chance to come in from behind on BLG.
Cortezia creeping forward, playing on the other side of his wall. As it goes down.
Patience.
Oh, I love this out of him. Assassination style. Neff falls. Levy is tucked, dropped. Rushia left into 1v4.
I mean, how can you do that? Look at this, MIBR just full facing the line. They know exactly where the guy's gonna be coming from. Good kill first.
8 armor, 92 HP for the controller. Forced into a miserable position and asked to make art out of it.
Shadows traveling.
Trying to do his best to section off the fights as much as he can. Aspas getting a little cheeky with it, but not given the fights. Rushia is running out of time as well. A second tag onto the duelist. And he realizes options are essentially non-existent here. The swing out. Aspas gets a kill. MIBR get the round.
I mean, that was a wild round, right? BLG going for the double walk down through mid, but I can't help but feel like Wisey pulled the trigger way too soon on the B main flank. He sees one player on his screen. He knows no one else is really anywhere on the map. I would have thought. And it's, I think, a little bit of the patience as well that you see from Cortese on that mid flank too that pays off for him. I think there's a world where if Wisey is patient with the trigger discipline, he could have 3 kills there in B main before anyone realizes what happened to him.
And again, he was in such a bad spot. He knew he had position, but his teammates couldn't help him because of the deadlock wall that was B main. Aggressive out from BLG towards A main this time around. They want to take the fight towards MIBR.
Kite picks up the orb as Aspas steps into mid. Now, he's here with a Phantom.
Yeah, I was about to say.
On his own.
And he loses it, and all of a sudden, it's donated.
I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. That's a Phantom just dropped up in top mid. And now Kite has a kill as well. Is that actually... That's recoverable for sure.
Yeah, it is. But it's going to take some time. And with that time, MIBR should be able to get into comfortable post plants.
Yeah, at least that body down in bot mid didn't have anything on it. And now Shenum falls, okay.
And it wasn't even the Phantom. Weapon now upgraded in the hands of Neff. Battered and bruised, but still in a position to fight. Still ready to go. Wisey connects onto the Sova with a Frenzy, and now it's our team left in a 1v3. Can they find a way to avoid disaster?
Watch your back.
BLG in a really
nice
nice spot, but it's a knife. You're absolutely right.
Thanks.
A tragic punctuation point to the round for MIBR and a thrifty win for BLG.
Yeah, the MasterCard Thrifty, and I don't know what exactly the idea was there with Aspas going on a journey into top mid on his own. Does feel like back-to-back rounds, our duelists getting a little bit ahead of themselves.
Bro.
That is a brutal way to finish it. Uh-huh.
Thought he might get out of his seat. Thought he might get a little verbal across the stage.
Oh.
So off of this, they give a rifle to Aspas again. Already has the TP procced. Flash over the top, looking to take the fight. There is no one there.
You can see the benefits of the KO flash hitting both yard and towards elbow.
Aspas looking for a fight. Remember, he failed at this the last time around. This time succeeds. Aspas with 2. The side is theirs. Kite with a bulldog. Can't find its mark.
Yeah, okay. These are the most nonsense rounds I've ever seen. Aspas just fully picking things back up after a blunder in round 2. MIBR just seized the reins once again.
You wonder here if you're BLG, I think they're just calling for the save.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's probably better than giving over even more guns to MIBR.
Yeah.
Just cut your losses and play the next.
Tough to really see what the financial situation is for Neff and Levius, but you imagine it's a bit spotty, and so they're trying to clutch onto their pearls, trying to keep that carried into the next.
The next round, while they're going to have a bye because, of course, they picked up all those guns from the last round.
Right.
Verno is going to have the Hunter Fury online. You remember how deadly he was back with that on Haven.
Back-to-back MasterCard Thrifties. I think for MIBR, we've seen a lot of what their approach is and a lot of their plan is on the attacking side, and you mentioned it. The flashes from the KO do such a good job of unlocking Waylay. We talked about it on the desk yesterday, I believe.
Yep.
This is the meta that is evolving in this tournament. The flash with the Waylay, let him go, take a fight,
job, guys.
and then get out.
Oh my god, okay. Who is watching? Yeah, sure.
No one.
Yeah, nobody. Well, nice save there from production.
Yeah,
didn't catch that one.
A little bit of a different reaction from our coaching booths compared to round number 2, but here you go. See some of that speed with the Waylay.
The knife out. Aspas takes a fight, waiting for a second challenge.
Good
Night, brother.
And the follow-up, too, from Verno. It's only the spam from Kite to try and equalize.
He's going to get caught in the drone. He's weak.
That was beautifully played up mid by MIBR. Primarily Aspas. He goes for that double dash towards Khan there, but then freezes. So that reclear with the stun doesn't connect on him. He gets the 1 kill, dodges away. Verno takes his place.
Neff falls, leaving Levius in a 1v3.
Yeah.
And he's so far away from the play.
I found from watching Neff's deadlock in the finals, it was kind of hard for him to play off of his stuns there. You can see where they are on the map. And the positions he was actually trying to work with, I don't know how to draw apparently, but the positions he's trying to work with so often struggle to capitalize off of that. The majority of value he's finding is off the wall. But I want to see BLG try to adjust against some of these higher tempo execs. The last 2 rounds have just not even been close.
It's been a blistering pace from the attack. And maybe we get a timeout pretty early on. You saw some of the frustration. Yeah, that's beautifully played.
The patience there. He's not hit by the stuns. There comes Verno. Even this extra layer of arts in scaling forward. Here's the reload, here's the drone, easy push for the kill. And that is just that's a demonstration how to deconstruct a mid-hold from a defending team.
Yeah. Snappy out from Shenum 2 to close out the round. 5-1 for Aspas, 5-2 for Verno.
Here's that quick pace to A.
It's just Wisey here. Is that going to be enough?
Right back.
Just Wisey? The TP across, he gets his one. Just not enough there. But Rishi is tucked. He's got to judge. The flash through. K-Knight joins the fray. K-Knight gets 2. And now it's Cortesia left in a 1v3.
And already 2 players approaching. Quick on the flank.
45 HP, he's left alone. This is going to be difficult. He spots his one. No real idea of what's waiting on the other side. And as Neff creeps forward, might be the easiest kill of his life.
BLG continuing just flank every single round, it seems. Just when you think they're done, there's another player coming in from the side. But truly the hero of that round, K-Knight. In main after Wisey, gets his kill after the little bait and switch there from MIBR. And Rusha's blinded up. It doesn't matter because K-Knight came out of Link and just fries. That's his guard as well. Didn't catch that the first time around, but beautifully pings up Aspas.
One round between these 2 teams. You see the exec wall A this time. I love the exec out from BLG towards B, but nobody's home.
Yeah, it's just A one more time. Levius left alone.
And they invested a ton into that. The paranoia, the stun, the Hunter's Fury, the position. Quick TP across the map, though. Rashia tries to get into the action A.
And they're going to have bodies here because of MIBR taking their sweet time, scaling forward. Now there's a smoke onto elbow. And MIBR, to succeed, are going to have to pop on out of it.
They have the tools to do it. Artsine has 2 flashes, Verno has a dart, Shenum has a paranoia. But it's so much easier contemplated than completed.
K-Knight rests on K-Knight.
Pushing forward. K-Knight gets 2, delivers again. For BLG, Artsine so weak, but counters, and now Levius fills in on the space. Aspas a 1v4. 1v3 now. Ult pops, but he doesn't have his flank covered. Rashia cleans him up. We're tied at 3.
That's just back-to-back rounds where K-Knight's the best guy in the server.
Yeah.
That quiet reclear. BLG love to go for these contact plays, these quiet steps back into space. And this time it comes after knowing, hey, they've pushed anyone out of B main space. They've got a couple players that made sure there's no one in mid.
You highlighted it perfectly, man. K-Knight was a guy who had to deliver on that fight. That's exactly what he did.
He did. Even there, Levius finding 2 kills, shoulder to shoulder with him. It's exactly what you're going to ask for. So MIBR go away from A and back to mid.
Still no timeouts called from other side. Paranoia, just a little short.
It's because Aspas' pathing is different this time. Last time they heard the double dash in mid. It would have been hit by the Paranoia.
Shenum gets picked on B main too.
Wisey.
A really nice spot. That stun's gonna connect. They have to swing out into it. Aspas shoves the barrel of the Vandal down his throat, but Rashia counters. And now they can speed up towards A, but again, down in numbers. They have the pit, and they have Artsine's ult.
I mean, this is funky. That pit gives them a lot of space to work back into CT, but BLG are doing everything. They're clearing away A main. They've got 2 players coming in from mid. Really, it will be Cortesia inside the smoke.
K-Knight has a dart. He's been so good. He's been so good. And now Levius is going to drop his pit too. Green goo everywhere. It's like Nickelodeon in the 90s all over again. K-Knight with the dart drops it down onto the site. The spit will follow. Cortesia playing on the other side of it.
It doesn't go through the top of the pit.
Cortesia left in a 1v2, and BLG's numbers advantage is just too much.
That was insane. The fact that Cortesia wasn't actually tagged by the dart there, it seems like he was maybe in the perfect position to capitalize. But Levius gets back in there, takes those kills, and gives BLG the lead.
Enemy tag.
So much riding off these 2 kills from Russia.
One enemy.
That's how many rounds is that in a row now, where BLG are forced into like this awkward spot where somebody has to step up?
3 in a row. Back-to-back K-Knight and now Russia.
Yeah. And if they're the ones who continue to answer that call, you look at someone across the stage to be able to do a bit of the same, and that hasn't been the case these last couple of rounds for MIBR.
No. Verno taking over early. Aspas had a couple of rounds, but that'll be Prod pumping the brakes. And look, MIBR have ultimates to play with, okay? We've got a Sova ult, a KO ult, and Homan ult. You can get active in a round like this, and I think I've actually really enjoyed the faster rounds MIBR have played. I think that they've, just guessed right a lot of the time and hit towards the weaker side, but it does seem like what they've been able to draft up in terms of execs with this comp, they're debuting here, have been effective.
Yeah. I mean, it's caused some problems more often than not, and if not for the heroics from BLG, I mean, it's tough to say what kind of conversation we'd be having, but those are the X factors that show up in high-pressure moments such as this.
For sure. And I think if MIBR do want to start slowing the game down, they need to go back to full dealing with the lurk style that BLG are going for. They're flanking every single round, you know, walking down mid, walking out B main, A main, everything. Like, can MIBR get an operator online to attack?
Sure.
Can they start hard holding these lines? Because no Senti in their comp leaves them vulnerable.
Sure, I do think they tried that in the last round. Remember, Shenum got the 1v1 outside of B main, and he got bested ultimately.
Exactly.
And I mean, it was a 1v2, but still, even if they do know that's what's coming, they haven't really been able to solve it. This time, a 3-2 approach from the attack.
Other ideas they could play with is just, you know, fighting more aggressively for the main space. That's actually an attack smoke they drop down in B main.
Look at how far back Wisey's playing off-site.
He's hanging out all the way back there.
Take flight.
Yeah, with Arteen's ult online.
Can play for a faster rotate, retake. I what more of the idea is than that.
You know, you'd expect Neff to be the one playing off so that the sensors stay up, but...
This A-pop coming in hot.
And the sensors go down. Cortesia has a lot to deal with here. 2 members of BLG have taken this space, trying to tuck their way into this so he could strike a little bit later as the rest of the defense starts to encroach in around the site.
Good patience.
They've lost the site.
This is wild.
Neff has to deliver here, and Cortesia has no idea. Verno committing to getting the plant down. Neff has his ult, Wisey does too.
Now Russia
creeping forward, gets the best of Arteen, looking for a second and delivers. The Paranoid will connect onto Aspas. It's another slaughter as BLG emerge on top.
That's just unreal. MIBR know exactly what BLG are going to do, right? They're still looking for the flanks, trying to deal with it, but they're looking the wrong way. Neff just pushed through A main. It doesn't matter if his sensors are down or whatnot. It's aggressive style from him, even choosing to split away from Russia.
Yeah.
Those players could have played together. A lot of teams would stick those 2 players together. But BLG choose to play on their own, and it pays off.
Elbow.
A little frustration starting to show on the side of the MIBR camp.
I remember we heard, you know, their pregame talk before game 1 saying, let's get loud, let's hear some energy.
Yeah.
And here, even there, it's mellowed out a lot in these rounds.
Number 4 seed from America starting to show some cracks. Again, pacey. We saw Aspas in this position and was able to net a kill. This time draws out the Paranoia and gets out.
That Paranoia adjustment from Russia has been effective, allowing Wisey to get up here into mid. But it's a bit awkward for MIBR, who have spread out 3-0-2 around the map. Yeah, they have control of mains, but you can't really go anywhere without numbers in mid.
A main cleared out, a drone traded on the other side, only spotting Shenum, who has technically been responsible for holding this side of the map by himself previously.
And now Wisey all the way down into bot mid. This is a guy that doesn't rotate to flood retake. He will start pushing forward once his teammates get information. That's a 2nd player now spotted in main. And here goes Wisey.
Cortesia, there to greet him, there to best him.
That's the difference, though. Finally now, the flank has been dealt with. Now the acceleration into B, but there's already 3 players from BLG here.
Flash over the top. They're committing onto this, but the spike is rotating away.
Yes, it is. Now a counter ultimate into the other side. Shenum behind enemy lines, and it's only Neff here to hold down the fort. With 25 seconds left on the clock, and Elbow walled off by the deadlock. Neff could stop them in their tracks.
wall, the only thing keeping them apart. But they have found safe passage through.
He's got a timing. He could be everything for BLG.
A lot of the hands of Shenum here. That's the first kill found, and now they're going to buy time. I don't think they can make their way out. The spike is still waiting. Nev holds the line. 5 seconds now. The spike will go down. Aspas gets the best of Kite. And Levius not able to play spoiler. Now left in a 1v3. Into the swing. The high-low is too much. Artsing gets 3. MIBR gets a 4.
That's crazy. 1 second left on the spike to go for the plant there. Neff was almost the hero for BLG. And it's in these slower rounds especially that I think Neff can be a monster. But MIBR can fight their way out of that choke point, even against the deadlock wall. I think making the right call to pivot away. As soon as they heard Rush's Omen ult, head over towards the B site.
Yeah. It does feel like these rounds live or die by whether or not the flank is controlled. The lurk is bested. If BLG are able to continue to abuse that, they seem to find success.
Right here.
This A side looking a little bit light from BLG.
Yeah, but it is Rashia on the other side. 7-7 so far. And K-Knight's not far off. Wall goes up, the spam through, that will connect. And he gets out. Hunter Shuri looking for a little bit more damage as YZ. Looks to join the fight, looks to join the site.
Yeah, Knight got tagged up by it. So now with K-Knight onto the site, MIBR, slow things down, start to creep back up into yard before they move on in.
BLG creep back just a bit, playing this dangerous push and pull. A tap of the spike, Verno now committing.
Another round of double flank for BLG. This time Aspas is holding, but he's only got 20 HP in main.
That's so much to ask of. He still gets his one though, and he buys time and gives MIBR the numbers advantage. As the spike ticks away, BLG are forced to answer very quickly. Do they commit onto this? Do they save? They should have enough money to do so. So all eyes set forward. The dart, the wall, Cortezio on the swing, gets the kill. K-Knight beat up a bit, and that might call it. Neff is rotating away. I think they're done here. You leave K-Knight out there to maybe try to get a kill, one off of his ult, but no, the weapon's more valuable.
Cortezio's movement there, real nice to step back in front of the retake. Just catches YZ in motion. So we're all tied up now. These teams getting a little bit better of a read against each other on this opening half, but there's only 2 more rounds left to play on this side.
And I do think for BLG, this felt inevitable, right? We're talking about the #1 team from the CN region. We knew this was not going to be a walk in the park, regardless of who they were playing against. So honestly, I'm more curious about how MIBR respond to this, because the first map was a stomp. They were all confident. There really was no reason to doubt. It was happy days. But now that they're getting punched back in the mouth, now that they're getting pushed, how do they respond?
That grit has been something that we haven't really seen from MIBR this year, right?
Exactly.
When the highs were high, it was all smooth sailing,
right?
You know, it was kickoff, stage 1, 3rd place finishes. But ever since Toronto, it has just been a drought. Say this team is streaky would be a bit of an understatement.
Agreed.
It's now coming back here, being tested in a map 2 is really where they get to define themselves.
Yeah. And I think we got to give tremendous love to BLG for the fact that they're in this fight with their star, underperforming still. I mean, YZ has struggled, I mean, to be candid.
Yeah, it's been tough for him, and I think a large part to it is that he's fighting on his own almost every single round. He's playing to his style, sure, you know, going for a lot of these contact walks, but MIBR have done their homework. It's not like it's a surprise by any means, and while a lot of the time, kind of like YZ's going to be able to outskill you if the team you're playing against just knows exactly and is in your head, it's tough to do.
Yeah. Now you take a look at the minimap here quick. MIBR look like they're going to want to go fast B, and there's not a ton of defense here. You got the flash set up. You imagine Aspas will double dash out.
Yeah. The trick for Aspas is trying to catch Levius when he's got util in hand, trying to stall out the choke. So Levius going up towards heaven, played a little more passively and more of a honest retake setup is the right idea.
Paranoia, flash.
Oh, he's going to heaven!
Oh, and Levius is there to greet him.
That's crazy.
And now K-Knight filling in on the space. YZ with the ult. Gets the best of Shenum, looks for more, will find it. Verno never really made it out onto the site.
Yeah, I mean, he's throwing darts for his team. Aspas is already up in heaven. Seems like a bit of an overreach.
What a hold. Out from BLG. Verno gets his 2, but Levy's bests him with 3, and BLG take the lead.
Last round in the half.
Not sure what MIBR have seen in terms of where players have been playing on the B side. I don't think Levy's has been playing up into heaven a whole lot, so maybe that was the read, as there's no one here. We can just get posted up there. Levy's was even hit by the flash.
Wow.
But it had timed out, the timing just not connecting.
I mean, I don't know how much faster they could have gone. I felt like that was full octane. Yeah.
And you'll sometimes see things like this, the timings on exec pieces be ever so slight left, because that's just a difference of a half second between Aspas getting there. That can be...
It's the same hit. It's the same hit. The paranoia out. The Hunter's Fury through, and this time it finds Verno. Artscene falls. Aspas swings into his death. And now paranoia traded. Shenum trying to respond. Will. But it might be too little too late. Cortezia is in a beautiful spot. Will get his kill. The spike is recoverable. And all of a sudden, there's a shot at this.
This one is weird. BLG have to be worried about that walkthrough on the A site. So what do? Control mid, stop the rotates, force Shenum to take the long way round. And what that means is that they have the opportunity to actually cut back in through mid and get onto this A site quick.
Smoke will buy a little bit of time. Quick note here. If it gets to that point, Neff one off of his ult.
BLG are really taking their time. They're going to allow MIBR to plant the spike and then play numbers on the retake. But what that gives MIBR in return is the chance to maybe even step back towards spawn.
Yeah. How do they choose to play this? Well,
one way for it, sure.
Yeah. And the spike goes down. Now the onus is on BLG. Only one on the flank. That means this fight is everything here. What can Cortezia do? YZ, no wall, no stun. Spots one. Shenum 70 HP in such a tough spot. Cortezia waiting for the first challenge, waiting for it to arrive. Like crawling on his skin, Shenum falls. Cortezia left alone, a 1v3, YZ gets 4 as BLG will get the 7th.
YZ just ran straight through the poison. Not an ounce of fear in his body. BLG dominating at the start of that round. Seeing it through calmly as well. You can see in the replay as well. It's that same set piece like you mentioned. The net just making it so Verno had nowhere to go. Just fodder for the Hunter's Fury.
Steady aim from the Duelist too. Out of YZ, we mentioned he's been a little quiet, but certainly comes to life there in that last round.
BLG have woken up well and truly. Leading into this half, that's what we expected.
7-5 half for BLG. Let's send it down over to the stage. Lou is standing by with a very special guest. Lou, take it away.
Et les Champions Paris sont un moment qui se vit en famille avec la maman de Verno ici. I'm never getting rid of interviewing moms here in Paris. And Elizabeth, Verno's mom, you are no exception. So first of all, welcome to France. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Merci.
Very nice mercy from you too. And my first question is going to be, do we have a radiant mom here? Have you ever tried Valorant? What are your thoughts? Do you have a favorite agent maybe?
I tried to play Valorant and I asked Verno to teach me and he said, yeah, no.
What? He refused to teach his mom Valorant? Are you serious?
To learn Sova.
Yeah, so Sova is your favorite Asian, right? And he's doing awesome with it currently. Donc première question, est-ce qu'on a une maman radiant à nos côtés? Quel est son agent préféré? Est-ce qu'elle a déjà essayé de jouer à Valorant? Et ben elle nous dit oui, j'ai déjà essayé, j'ai demandé à Verno de me coacher et il a complètement refusé. Je voulais apprendre un petit peu Sova, etc. Mais ça a été un non catégorique de la part de son fils. And second question, I heard that you got, to hang out a little bit with the team, with MIBR. So how are the vibes? Are the boys feeling confident?
I love this team. This team feels like a family, including all of the Brazilian moms that have welcomed me and all of the players in the community. What I think about the team, seeing them last night, is that this team has heart, this team has grit, and they came to win.
And I think we can definitely that on the server and also here. Donc on a pu voir, la maman a pu rencontrer un petit peu l'équipe MIBR hier et donc est-ce que les garçons étaient confiants? Qu'est-ce qu'elle a senti comme mood? Et c'est une vraie famille, on se sent vraiment comme à la maison. Les garçons ont de la confiance, ils ont envie de gagner, ça se voit et même les autres mamans brésiliennes m'ont accueilli comme à la maison. Donc voilà, c'est un plaisir. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Verno is very lucky to have you as his mom, and we're going to see if the family buff works for MIBR on Corrode.
family buff, the grit, the confidence. It's going to take something for MIBR to get back into this game. Christy, anything that tickles your fancy here with the Coinbase Econ report?
I mean, honestly, I think right now we're highlighting Aspas, which is fair. I think he started off that half with a couple of big rounds, showed up in a major way. But I think on the other side of things, I'm just thinking of the amount of rounds Kite just straight up won for his team. The amount of like hero moments for members on BLG between Kite and Neff in particular was really major. And I think the reason why they come into this half leading has been individual moments of brilliance.
Those are often the ones that make a difference. Those are often the moments that separate the good from the great. BLG hanging on to this 2-round lead, now on the attacking side. Now it's on them to try to dictate some of the pace. As Aspas has already taken an aggro line, already gets the best of Levius. That's a great start.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. No threat on the A side of the map whatsoever. And now over on B, well, if you try to exec in here, Artsen's been holding on to the knife. So that's an easy way to shut down any chance of execing.
Unless you die before you get a chance.
Yeah, let's try not to die.
That's
step one.
Gets the info, though. Drops the knife. Only one found.
Okay, so MIBR may be layering their utility at the same time a bit too much there. The wall goes down, the snake bite, and the knife. And yet it is enough to encourage BLG to step away from the B side of the map.
I'm inclined to think they should know that, too, given that only one was tagged with the knife.
The thing is, MIBR can be happy to play 3 towards B because of Aspas' position. Now they know there's 2 players at least in mid. Aspas has full control of A main.
Pesky little drone. You're right, Aspas hasn't moved at all, so they're going to rotate back into the man who started the round. Finding a kill with 1 bullet, if I'm not mistaken. Make that 2. He got his.
I mean, even look at the damage on K-Knight and Wisey, 40 and 70 apiece.
They're still kind of thrown in disarray here. I mean, she is still playing all the way back B.
Yeah, you've got 20 seconds to exec A on virtually no HP. Your only guy with health is not with the rest of the team.
And for as much as we've talked about Aspas, Verno has been just as good. Drops the shock, tries to buy a little bit of time. 13 seconds left, realizing if he just wins this fight now, the round is secured. With 8 seconds left, it's all a matter of time. And as the hourglass strips away, the spike is out of reach. It was a little messy.
Wait, they could let him live here, and it's actually worse for them. They go ahead and hunt down the kill anyways. Think of another ult torn for Artsen.
They got their pistol, though, and that was something that, I mean, they needed, something that they struggled with. Really, I mean, all of Stage 2.
Yeah, you think, yeah, Stage 2 was a struggle. This game, though, won the first and ended up getting things a little bit messy. Aspas may have donated a Phantom over to the other team. Well, so I think we'll see MIBR not do that, or at least try not to do that this time around.
Get this guy! Nice!
That's really good comms.
Honestly, brother tried. He tried. All right, yeah, we will see what the adjustments are. This time it's just a Marshall and hands of Aspas.
You can't give them a Phantom if you don't buy the Phantom.
Right, but you can still lose the opening pick if Wisey gets another one with a Frenzy. Artsen trying to fill in. Wisey on an island. Shenham and Artsen both side by side, getting the best of BLG. Just a tiny sliver of health for the remaining controller. Verno will snap. Verno will get the kill. MIBR will tie us up at 7 apiece.
Yeah, he's quick with it there.
Dude, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to ask it. I'm going to say it.
Say it.
Where was this team in Stage 2?
I don't know, but not Los Angeles, California.
Good night. I mean, they're just playing with so much confidence. And again, I think grit is the most impressive thing. The MIBR of old would have crumbled.
Yeah.
They would have never even been in this position, much less had the fortitude to hold it together.
And you think about a team with 3 rookies to the America stage, let alone the champion stage.
Yeah, I'd argue 4. I mean, our team wasn't there a ton.
Hello.
Oh, I love this set! Oh. It's beautiful! Aspas gets 3!
BLG were in 0G and he just comes in and kills them all. That was unbelievable.
Waylay believers rejoice. Aspas gets 4. He knows what the people want. Question is whether or not he gets a chance to do it. He is 1 off of his ult, so you imagine you want to let him off the leash. Go make a play. We'll see if he can find it. They know where he is. The king returns to the international stage and does it with an ace.
long have we waited? Aspas is back. Look at this play. I mean, he does it all himself. There's a paranoia too, but everyone's trying to jump. They get paranoid. They're trying to jump away, and they're just caught in the air.
Enemy.
That was so sick. And that, Doug, was the bonus. A completely different story to the first half. Back and forth, messy, sloppy. No, this is devastation.
And it's getting worse. Verno's brought the Odin onto the field and already getting a kill. A nightmare so far for BLG. And yes, they're still in this. Yeah, they have an opportunity to fix this, but this all beautiful. Aspas continuing to push the pace. This time may have overcooked, but Verno's there to pick him up. This is danger. This is not secure. This is not safe.
And the Annihilation just plucked up Shenum. This is now BLG with a numbers advantage. They don't have the rifles, and there's 2 players now on the flank for MIBR.
Timing is everything. Artsine has a knife. Did you hear that? He
did.
Hear it. Still, oh, but he doesn't get the kill. Levius gets 2. The MasterCard Thrifty is BLG. Swing back.
There is just absolutely no way. This game is all over the place.
He should have never gotten away with that.
I mean, they heard Levius pick up the gun. They see the gun coming out of the poison orb.
Poison's off. 1 enemy remaining.
Levius still is able to adjust and get the second.
A roller coaster of emotions for Fraud. No real time to think it through as we're right back into the next. An op online for Aspas.
Okay.
Early knife, early spam, 2 found. But no blood drawn.
Oh, the counter is there from Kite.
Beautifully done.
He knows those lines himself. And now MIBR are silenced into the round. But the telltale sign will be the re-clear of A main. K-Knight's come over here. There is a drone, and they need to use that to deal with this operator.
That's exactly what they'll do. You see Aspas repositioning.
Back in a flash.
Still a chance to make a play. Shenum's the other one. Plucks Wisey out of the sky. Doubles down onto Nev. Just like that. They respond.
This is a round of 4v5 after the disaster that was round 16. Aspas and Shenum have just turned it right back around on its head.
BLG looking for a little bit of room, a little comfort, a little space to breathe and try to get the spike down. But not fully committing onto it yet, setting up in the crossfire first. Cheeky little lurk out from Verno. And the spike goes down. The spit, the dart, any info would be devastating for BLG. But they try to dig their heels in. So far, gone off undetected. We've seen some silly rounds. Has the potential to be another one. K-Knight on the swing, but Aspas and Shenum cleaned it up. 3 on the round for the controller, who had a very quiet start.
Oh yeah.
As MIBR take the lead back.
But you can forget all about that after the 2 kills he just found on BLG's mid players. I'm sure we're gonna see it again. His first shot onto Wisey was jumping, sprint jumping to try and break the crosshair. After Artsine went down early, but it's that kill there into the reset. So nice.
And Nev had a chance at it, but very well done.
Bravo. Nice! Perfect, boys! There's an audience.
And so off of that, a timeout is called from BLG. A brief moment of respite for the reality of the situation to sink in. You walk into this stage, you walk into Paris knowing that you have MIBR first, and yeah, they're historically good, but the number 4 seed didn't even play in playoffs. Couldn't expect a ton, right?
Not at all. And now you have that voice in the back of your mind, like, we're already down 1-0, now we're trailing by a round on Corrode, a map we'd only ever played 1 time before. This is a map that BLG were banning all the time. Had to play it in the best of 5s.
And I'm reminded again of the conversation that I had with Fraud prior to the series starting.
Yep.
This was the map ban they wanted. They've had everything at their disposal so far. You can tell they're drilled. They have really cool execs. They have a lot of plans for how BLG want to approach this. And I mean, BLG have 1,000% operated under this bend but don't break. But the pressure feels like it's mounting.
It absolutely is, especially when you look across the aisle and you see Aspas 20 kills to 10 deaths after the worst tournament in his career, which was Toronto, now lighting up the server on the Waylay of all things.
MIBR getting curious and exploring across the middle of the map, while BLG set into a 4-1. Ult picked up and going to rejoin alongside Levius and see how they want to approach the rest of this round.
Yeah, BLG might just want to play for a couple of ult rounds back-to-back, pretty close on a few of them. First challenge will be dealing with this 1-2 punch from Artsin and Verno. Good timing on the drone to see the other side of things, but no one's scaling behind it.
That will conceal Artsin though. Caught by the net, forced to take the fight. Verno's there to help, boldly removing it in the middle of the chaos.
Artsin just gets out there? You gotta be kidding me.
Suppressive fire was enough, I guess. Managed to stay alive.
So now what do BLG do? We need to come back into B, perhaps? There's a pocket for Shenum to dodge any util in this corner.
That's a second pocket that MIBR are playing around. They're so prepped. First it was Artsin, and you're right, now Shenum. Tucked.
30 seconds left.
Waiting for the trap to be sprung. Shenum gets two. Artsin gets another. And now the Hunter's Fury results in a flawless round win for MIBR.
MIBR, by stealing away that fight into mid, taking Wisey out of the equation, not only does it ruin BLG's chance of playing the macro of the map, okay, you have no mid space, you gotta just run an exec onto a site, but it also means they have no way to break that choke point. And Artsin, who was the player that survived by the skin of his teeth in bot mid, runs all the way back to B to hold that 180-degree crossfire. With Shenum in the pocket.
And also the timing of the utility was perfect. Cortezia hit his spit at just the right time. And so it was almost easy, to be honest. But again, no real time to think this through. Well, and again, it's a brutal start for BLG.
And another ping, so Artsin's looking for more. I mean, he's mowing him down through the walls, Doug.
Verno looking to get in on the action, have a little bit of fun himself. Lucio, though, finds a little bit of timing. Cortezia is the one with the op now.
Yeah, of course the Vipers got the operator. Aspas wanted to have a rifle round.
BLG have lost full control of the situation right now.
And a leg, too.
I mentioned it earlier. It felt like it was bend but don't break, and they were able to live off of that for so long. But MIBR tee off as they get to 11.
Cortezia was the rookie prospect in the offseason, coming up to join this MIBR squad. Had a lights-out kickoff stage 1, and now with the operator of all things, dominating in this round as well. Combo of him and Artsin just dismantled BLG.
Nice! Let's go! Woo!
A complete subversion of expectations, but the job's not done. Does he stick that ult?
Yes,
he does. No smoke to conceal it either.
Ooh.
So a little game of cat and mouse as Verno rotates around looking for...
Verno's looking the wrong way.
Yeah, he's looking for the hunter, but he's the prey. But things might turn. Little ring around the rosy.
No
Will
way.
Verno find him? Yes,
way.
he will! Everything going right for MIBR. And now they can turn their attention back over to A, where yes, all of BLG are. The wall will cause problems, but they're just fighting through it, and it's exactly what MIBR need. Cortezia gets two. Neff, isolated. Trying to hang on to this spike, trying to hang on to position, trying to hang on to the round. But his grip is slipping. It slipped from BLG's. MIBR, series point.
It's just a position that no one would have thought we'd be in. At the very least, not in this fashion. Right, from the 13-2 scoreline on Haven to now, a dominant second half out of MIBR. And these rounds are getting chaotic as well. BLG are throwing everything they've got at MIBR. The ultimate into the back lines. Verno's doing his best detective mission to figure out where this guy is at. But MIBR somehow seeing the pathway through these incredibly chaotic round states.
What's the play now? Do they have something dialed up to be the final hook?
They're running 5 players straight into a Viper's pit.
They can bully him out of this if there's not enough help. Cortesia must be careful here. The drone to lead the way, and now the spam through, and once again, an obfuscation of sightlines, the paranoia through. And as one goes down, you see BLG hang on to theirs.
MIBR have to be worried though. Mid-space is a question mark they're not really sure about. They don't know if people have stepped up into the pit. Now the net as well, they're stuck in the open.
That paranoia is going to tag onto Shenum. He's got to be careful here. The Hunter's Fury will join as Kite tries to line it up with YZ, following the red carpet that's been rolled out. The site is now theirs. YZ gets another.
Spike planted.
Can they close this out? MIBR, plenty of money. No real reason not to go for it, but they take a step back, they let it reset.
MIBR have Artson on the flank. He will be the way back into the round now for MIBR.
He's got his ult. He's got to get these kills though, not able to find him. Both fall, Aspas left in a 1v4. Tries to slip his way through, position given away. BLG, do not relent. They're not done yet.
BLG reacted very nicely to the Viper's pit being dropped down in main there, countering out with one of their own, then signaling into the site. Sova dart into the Hunter's Fury. And this is coming down at the same time there was a net to back site. So Shenum had actually tried to teleport away before taking the net out of himself. He's just a sitting duck. The follow-up from YZ there is nice as well.
And Aspas just showing a little leg, and that's what cost him his life. But MIBR are able to invest into this. They still have Nodin, they still have an op, and they still have Artzin's ult.
Is the solution just B-execs for BLG? Is that really it? You know, they've played a few of these rounds where they step up into B main and then drop down that sensor to stop any refight coming through from MIBR. So this time it isn't that acceleration into the site again.
Aspas is up really far. Remember, he's got the op. He's got to clear the drone, but can't. Aspas has to give the line up.
So BLG, after pushing that player out of mid, now set up to go back into B again. Paranoia line ready.
One big difference here is this. Artzin was on the other side of the map previously. Now he can stall this hit out with his ult.
And that deadlock wall instantly busted down by Verno's Odin.
The question is, do BLG just wait for this to go out and then they re-hit?
They have to. They have no space anywhere else on the map. They've decided to stop playing for lurks or anything like this. Now they're tagged up, 3 players spotted. Tells MIBR everything they need to know.
They're not rotating off of it.
Both teams know what's about to go down is a matter of skill.
They're not scurrying back B. The spam through from Verno, denying entry onto the site. Cortesia trying to do a bit of the save, but Aspas gets 2 with the op. Verno gets another. And now the ult popped. Artzin paves the way. Kite left in a 1v3, and he will fall. They might be fit for a glass slipper after all. MIBR shock the world and take down BLG.
It would be the most incredible Cinderella story of all time, I think. A team that had not even made playoffs in Americas. If you check its 9th/10th place finish for MIBR. And yet they have come on to the global stage, the first champions for 4 of these players. And they have shut out China's best team.
Off the backs of Aspas and Verno. And really, I mean, it was by committee at the end there, but those two, those two were stars.
I mean, map 1 was the masterclass from Verno. And map 2, Aspas back on the big stage, playing the Waylay for the first time. And it's that ace round that BLG will not forget for a long, long time.